Good afternoon. This is going to be an instructional video, a how-to video to be able to navigate the remote learning schedule a little bit easier, to have a little bit more of an understanding about what this schedule is all about. A few of you have asked questions, so hopefully this will answer those questions. Each week, each Friday, you'll be receiving an email about the upcoming week, what to expect. And this is when this particular schedule is updated. You'll also be able to see this within the Google Classroom underneath Classworks and the Schedule tab. Go ahead, check it out there. What you do need to do is you need to go along with the bottom tabs. Now here I have a separate tab for title. That's just because I wanted something nicer to look at when I started doing this introduction. But go along to the descriptions of the subtopics. Here, this page is basically providing you with an overview, a detailed description of each of the subtopics on the main schedule page. This would be something like my explanation that I'd give you in class, a little bit more detail needed to help you understand the areas. Above and beyond, that's talking about the tasks that aren't required, that they're something for you to do on your own time, if and when you want to. Daily task talks about your would you rathers. It talks about the intention and connections, those sorts of things. You can get the idea. Basically, you're in a remote learning environment, so I'm not there to give you the descriptions in person, so you get to read about it on a computer screen instead. And that's where you can find this information. You can find this information here. These are the details. The colors that you see over top of the subtopics, those just coincide and those match the colors on the schedule page. So let's go ahead to look at the schedule. I'm going to skip week 3, but let's go to week 4 and look at the week 4 schedule here. So I'll expand this so you get a little bit more of a view afterwards, but this is what the whole schedule itself looks like if you're to squeeze it down. Benefit to you, if you like printing, these are the size that they're able to be printed on an 8.5 by 11 paper. Color, no color, doesn't matter, but we've made sure to fit it within that parameters so you can print it off for easy viewing if you're not really a computer person. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to increase the size. So here's your schedule for week 4. You can tell this by looking in the top left-hand corner. Here you can see it tells you the dates, the week of April 20th to April 24th of 2020, just so you know that you're on the right page. It has a little bit of a friendly reminder to flip through the weeks on the bottom pages. If you forgot what went on last week, go back and check. If you want to know what's going on next week, go forward and check, but that can only be done on a Friday. It reminds you that synchronous tasks are in purple, so that would be something like the table group chat. Asynchronous tasks are in yellow, so that's your daily task, your would you rathers, or your intention connections with Mr. Oatways. It's also your guided learning opportunities for your subject area. So this is, the yellow section is also going to be your English. It's going to be your mathematics. It's going to be your arts, your ADST, whatever it may be. Those there are asynchronous tasks. You complete those on your own at your own time. We only give you the suggested time at 10 a.m. for your daily task, just to give you a little bit of a schedule and a little bit of a routine. Synchronous to asynchronous tasks is your blue. That there is your table group chat on Monday. Table group challenge on Mondays. That's there so you can get started synchronously, you can get started with your group all online at one time, and then you can progress and work your way through it asynchronously on your own, bit by bit, just making sure to check in with each other as you go. And then your optional tasks are in teal. That there is your above and beyond that's in the bottom right-hand corner. So let's go through this document or this sheet in a little bit more detail. You can see that there are educational outcomes for each of the subject areas. That there is your curriculum. It's what we're doing in the BC curriculum that's prescribed, that we're supposed to teach as instructors, as teachers. The big idea is going to be the curricular and the core competencies. Well, really the core competencies, the big ideas, the really big things that we're supposed to teach. The essential questions and the learning targets, those are kind of how we're going to get you involved into learning about those big ideas. Ignore that part. Don't pay attention to it if you don't want to. It really is just for myself and Mr. Otway and anyone that's curious about what we're doing and how we're attaching it to our curriculum that we're supposed to be teaching. Let's go down below to the timetables, something that most of us are all familiar with because we've been living with them on a regular basis in our lives, year after year, day after day. So here you can have, and you can see that there's date and time, April 20th all the way to April 24th, because there's 5 days this week. You can see that there are some colors in this timetable and there's some white spaces. The white spaces are really up to you to use, up to you to fill. We have some suggested ideas which are highlighted in different colors, but the rest of it is you to decide. We can't tell you what to do, when to do it, because we're not in your home. We don't know if you're sharing computers. We don't know if you're sharing devices, or if there's some that you're taking care of during the day and that you can't perhaps participate in scheduled lessons at a particular time. So the white is for you to fill. The white is when you are going to be working on your English, when you're going to be working on your math, when you're going to be working on your art or your ADST. It's going to be when you're working on your asynchronous task, the task that you can complete on your own. We really only ask you to meet a couple of times synchronously, and that's what the table group chat is. The table group chat starts at 10:30 a.m. every day, just to get you into the habit of working with others and forgetting that you're still a part of a classroom. You're still a part of a community. Now, the daily task group for that's to jumpstart your routine, jumpstart your day. Get onto your device, get yourself situated, answer a couple of questions, just slowly get that brain flowing, just like we would at a morning chat in the classroom itself. Before that, of course, personal time, kindness, compassion, and supporting your family. That's your morning time. That's you getting ready. That's you helping out in the house with breakfast. That's you getting yourself dressed. Get dressed. It's going to help with your day. Definitely. Then it seems like you're doing something. You know your body, your mind is set, and you're ready to learn. Now, along with getting your body ready to learn, it's about learning, right? So you can see in the schedule that there are daily tasks. You know what those are. Your would you rathers and your intention connections. Table group chat, you're starting to get the hang of it. It's when you hang out each morning with your group for 15 minutes. Table group challenge on Mondays, that's when you get started on your table groups challenges. You're going to have a new one each week or every couple of weeks. We wanted to make sure that you take some time to eat a snack. So that's what this is for. This is to remind you to get up, stretch, move around, to change things up, to give your mind a mental break for a little bit. Get a snack, get some movement in. You will see then also that there's time scheduled for lunch because we want you to eat lunch. We don't want you to work all day without taking a break. It's all about giving your mind and your body a break. Get up and stretch. It's hard sitting in a chair all day learning or staring at a computer screen or any other electronic device. Get up, have some lunch, move, exercise, whatever it may be. Also in this timetable, you'll notice that there are a couple of other boxes. This week particularly, this is where you're going to see the optional video calls for myself and for Mr. Otway. Just so you know when you can check in with us and that we'll be hosting a video call because we kind of miss hearing your voices and seeing your faces. Who knew? That's why we got into teaching, because we actually like it. We like the students. We like the connections. We miss those connections. And it gives us the time to connect with you. And of course, to help you with anything that you need help with. Along with that, you'll also see that there are some little bits of information that are typed into the white areas, the sections that you are supposed to be able to, schedule yourselves for. And that's still your time. It's still for you to schedule your time during those little bits, those two areas. But we wanted to make sure that you were aware that during those times, Mr. Otway and myself won't be available for immediate responses because we're in meetings. We're still teaching. We're still a part of the staff. We still have meetings to attend. So that's where you're going to see these. They're just for you to know that we won't be able to respond right away because we're busy doing something else for school. That's all. Nothing else important. If you're staying in that same area but moving to the right, again, you can see just a little bit more of those descriptions of the subtopics. That's all it is. Descriptions, information for you to look at to help clarify anything that you don't really know. Now let's move down to the bottom left of this sheet. Here you'll see your guided learning opportunities. Note that it's yellow because it's asynchronous task. These are the tasks that you're to be completing and to be working on your own time when it suits you. Use these activities to fill in the white above in the timetable. You'll see that there's an area for each of the subjects. Well, a few are missing. French, socials, science, career. Those things might be added in later in the future, but for now, this is what we have. There you go. Now move over to the right and you will see your above and beyond. These things are not required at all. That's why they're teal. These are things if you want to go ahead and if you want to be challenged, if you want to do something more. That's what this area here is for. So that's it. I hope you understand. I hope this helps you out and gives you a little bit of an idea about what to do with this whole remote learning schedule. Shouldn't be complicated, just a lot of information to help give you some descriptions and explanations that we don't get to give you when we're in class. That's all. A lot more reading with remote learning than there is because there's not as much voice, not as much talking. So, happy learning.